Yep. Should have audio now. Should be good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yay. I don't think I'm silent. Yep. Should have audio now. Good. All right, SEO this week, episode 27, March core update. I think I had signed off last week going, hey, there's no history of updates in March that are significant. I think you're okay. And then not like a day or two later, they're like, we're releasing the March core update. And maybe look like an asshole. That's all right. I think everything turned out okay for a lot of people. I'll tell you that I referenced Jimmy Kelly's training, Core. Hold on, I'm fighting with my password thingy. Core from Holistic SEO, Greg Morrison, and then the reference semantics and all that stuff. And I'll tell you that the websites that we applied that to absolutely fucking exploded with traffic. And I didn't follow one person's methodology. I read all of what they're teaching, what they're showing, their ideas, and then came up with a little bit of my own uniqueness for it. And the traffic results were just absolutely banging. For example, I got one website that I wish I could show it to you guys, because then otherwise it's just me saying blah blah blah. But you know how it is. I got one website. Actually, I can show you a copy of the analytics. I don't see anything in here that'll give the site away. Yeah, I think I'll be all right. Let me see here. Yep, there you go. I need to share it with you. Share. And I'm sharing analytics because, I mean, sharing SEMrush or Ahrefs and going, look how much traffic I got, is actually fucking deceitful, in my opinion, because you don't actually have that traffic. It's the estimation of traffic based on your rankings, and your rankings are based. I mean, you can share that and go, I got 5,000 organic keywords. And then if you actually dig deep in there, it's 5,000, ranking between 75 and 98. So there's a whole lot of who gives a shit in that regard. So here's what happened to this site from the update. As you can see, the traffic shot up on the 14th. It's over the last 7 days, it's up 106%. Which is good. This site it's a local based site. Serves primarily one city, but it does reach out to the state, and it's got a content marketing plan that includes 4 blog posts a month, and that's it. Well, I do use my content optimization strategy for that content sometimes, but for the most part, I order the content, authoritative content, from Express Writers. If you don't know what that is, I'll go right here. Express Writers, expresswriters.com, and the content shop. And this one here, authority content, $450. This is the one I order. Yeah, it is expensive. Yes, ChatGPT 3 is out, and GPT-3, GPT-4, those are out, and I'm getting decent content from those, but I'm not getting well-researched content. And bibliographies, and bibliographies, the resource lists, for those of you who don't know, citations, It's written in MLA format for me. Exactly everything I need for the health niche. So I order this, and then I generally just put it on the blog and I see where it lands, and then I build backlinks. 25 referring domains every time I publish as a standard. And then depending on the, what I'm doing that month, if I don't have a lot of other things to do, we'll build 10 more using SEO Nitro, just to give it a nice little bump right off the bat. And we're not going crazy with, entity optimization, semantic optimization, etc. And most of that content is what is driving this. There are some changes that I did make to it based off of semantics. And if you don't know, we can kind of go over semantics. And this video right here is the best. This series, there's 12, I think, in here. The best explanation from a professor who lives and dies in this semantics realm, who's explaining it in plain fucking English. So if you've ever read Corey's blog, you're like, what the hell? I don't think that's Corey's fault. I think what Corey is doing is he's well educated, yes, and he's writing in Turkish and then using a translator. And then it turns like to a native English speaker, you're reading holistic SEO, you're like, I don't get what you're trying to say, or it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and you have to kind of put the pieces together. But if you really want to know semantics, get on this guy's channel. As a matter of fact, let me open it up so you can know what to see. It's Dr. Nimir Abu Salam. And Dr. Abu Salam is actually, he presents this really well. I can actually speed it up to like 1.5, and just the way my brain works, I can listen to it better. But this is probably hands down the best explanation of semantics. And if you listen to what he's talking about, you don't even have to go through all of them. I went through, I think I stopped here, problems facing, but you can keep on going, and it puts together some stuff for you in your brain that we try to bring one of these diagrams up. See this word, sentence, utterance, and how all of this stuff, how these words are actually working together. And the reason I think this is working is there's a concept in semantics called n-grams. So if you look here, it's like, this is a sentence, this is a sentence, and then there's strings. And these n-grams are pretty much 1, 2, 3, and 4 word combinations. Now, if we know Google can't read, and then we know Google likes to play word games. So if you're talking about Apple, and then the associated words, pie, sugar, crust, all of those associated words make that page represent apple pie, right? So if you know that, and then you look at these n-gram cycles, I'm going to blow this one up just because this is 3 and 4 words. You're actually, Google in the math is actually looking at the n-grams and kind of putting these things together because, again, Google can't read. We know Google can't read because Chris Palmer's ranking pages with binary, Kyle Roof's ranking pages with lorem ipsum, or I'm doing it with lorem ipsum, English ipsum, random alpha. It's a matter of the word games that and putting that all together. And really, at the end of the day, for an SEO, is how do you use this knowledge to actually shape how things are looking to Google in your content. Here's another example. This is a good one. N1 n-gram, 2 n-gram, 3 n-gram. Josh Pruszynski just came out with a tool. He's claiming that the n-grams are all based, that's what BERT is based off of. have not proven or disproven that. It sounds good. It may not be working the way Josh is saying, or it could be working exactly the way he's saying. Again, we got this has to be tested out, but they're using the n-grams, and I'm 99% positive that the n-gram stuff is really, really important and is driving a lot of the search results. What other example can I show you? Let me see if I can show you another example. Stop share. Find this n-gram stuff. It does sound, oh my God, it's super nerdy and stuff. Don't let that shit scare you. All it is 1, 2, 3 word, 4 word combinations. So if you're reading something, you're looking at something, you can look at the combination of the words and kind of just say, hey, what does this mean? Right? You don't have to get too wonky about it. No, it's not the other one. Yeah, I think those two will work. Yeah, I can show you these two. Let me screenshot these. There's one. We're not trying to get all super nerdy. I'm not trying to pull a TED on you guys. It's really easy stuff to, when you think about it and put it together in a common sense way. It's like, how do I talk? And then as I'm talking, and when I say I'm referring to you, as I'm talking, how do my words connect together to mean something? Now, if my word connect together in 3 or 4 word strings, each one of those individual words means something, right? And then connected, they actually mean something else when you connect them even together. So here's some more examples. This is just work with the semantic stuff. After that update, some of this rankings, like all these maps that you see here, hopefully you can see my mouse scrolling over, but all of these maps rankings all popped just from the semantic stuff, and then all of the pluses that you see came from the core update after it was applied anew. So Google read it, applied it, and then the core update did this for us, which is awesome. Another one, this is the same site, but different, essentially the same result. All of these with just pluses. We changed a couple pages and applied the semantics just to the title tags, and you can see what happened. They jumped right in. And this is relatively consistent across the board for all the local sites that we're working with. There are a couple of exceptions after the update happened, and we recognize that what it was we think what it was that it was doing to our stuff. We applied it across the board to multiple sites, and I did notice some losses, but the losses were ranking for local keywords in locations that were actually just close to each other. So let's look at Houston. And anyone that's messed around with Houston knows that the big money area is the Woodlands. So we'll go closer to the Woodlands. All right. So there's the Woodlands. And if you want to optimize for the Woodlands, you can pretty much do it. Like this is the Woodlands area. Everyone likes it because there's a lot of money that lives in this area, etc. With that money, it makes it a little bit harder for businesses to find office space or whatever. So they'll go out to other places. For instance, Magnolia over here, Pinehurst, Stagecoach, or Trombone. So they'll make a page about the Woodlands, but their business is over here in Trumbull. And what happens more often than not is this Trumbull page is trying to rank in the Woodlands area. And it's not going to perform as well because it's just not optimized for the Woodlands. So you can get so far, but eventually it just gets stuck. All right. So so part of that, those last two screenshots I showed you, was a business that was dealing with that. They were in Magnolia, but they're trying to rank in the Woodlands. The Magnolia page was ranking here. It was doing okay, but bleh. So what we did is applied these semantics and changed it over and started tracking. And Google actually in the Woodlands dropped all of this Magnolia stuff. Dropped it like a bad habit. And then so they weren't ranking in the Woodlands. And then the next couple of days over, the Woodlands page started coming in, taking over, and doing much, much better than the original the original page. It was doing, let me see, that's the second one. This should be the first one. Yeah, see, this is the Woodlands. This is what the change did for us. Before, the Magnolia page wasn't showing in the Woodlands. It was showing in the Woodlands, but not very well at all. And then everything flipped over. So that's another value of the semantics. You can actually, target pages that are close to you and line out specifically where those pages are targeting, and do a better job with that. So again, look at the semantic stuff, look at the n-grams. Your clues are all right here, right? So pizza, these are bad examples. I don't even like those examples. Those are just kind of gibberish. Let's see if I can find a good one. Nice to meet you. Looking for a good one to kind of help you through this, because it looks like a whole lot of stuff, but it's not really. This is a simple one. The, in, and the, kind of generic. So the meaning the, and in being in something, right? All have in particular meanings. If you're looking at kind of explaining it how that other guy did, let me see what's over here. This is the book. Yeah, this one's, yeah, see, here you go. Look at these. It's using unigrams. It changed the names. It's the same dumb shit that Josh Brzezinski did, but it's, you have the originals. But anyway, so this is Big Data AI book. All of these mean something. So what is a book? What is AI? What is data? What does big mean? What is big? So this is actually changes the meaning of these two things. So this and then, or is big, is connecting those. Big data, that's a new thing. Data AI is a new thing. AI book is a new thing, right? So, oops. So this is big. That could mean this is big what? Is big data. So this is big data is connecting. Big data AI, big data AI book. I mean, it sounds convoluted, right? So when you listen to that professor, all this stuff makes a lot more sense. I'm explaining it like shit to you guys, but basically you're just playing word games. So you're finding 4 sets of words. In this case, it's only 3, but you find 3 sets of words that actually mean things. Is big data is a data AI book, could be big data AI book would be the 4-gram, and that specifies specifically what you mean. So if you're doing a roofer, this is a Dallas roofer, right? This is Dallas roofer. All means things different. This is Dallas roofer, and you kind of screw up the meaning of the words, but as you put it all together, this is Dallas, this is a Dallas roofer, right? And then you in these different n-grams playing it around. What I want to do is actually make a page for some random niche and just go and just, instead of doing like a fake keyword kind of thing. I want to just make some strings together and see if I can make, 10, 15, 20 of these. The fucking definitions are scaring me up. These n-gram numbers. 4 grams, 3 grams, and 4 gram sentence strings, and rank a page based off of sentence strings. And you're changing the meaning of. So if I say with different 3 gram and 4 grams, this is Dallas, this is a Dallas roofer, this business is in Dallas, this business is a roofer, those kind of things, and just see if you can rank a page with pure straight gibberish doing that. I bet you that you can. I know we can mess with the title tags and kind of put these n-grams to good use in the title tags. So if I were you guys to start doing that now, n-grams, think n-grams. You want to make them, 4 is okay in my opinion, but you don't want any more than 4. And just put together and figure out what your business is about. And if it's Dallas roofing, then leave it at 2 and play around with the title tag stuff. I can't get into, there's some more after this that you want to do, but I mean, in the interest of fairness, I can't teach Jimmy Kelly shit. But you guys know how to build keyword, figure out your 2-word n-gram, and then build the rest of your title tag, connecting it with those little dash things. All right. And every page is unique. So don't use those again unless you have a dash modifier. So n-gram example, Dallas, n-gram example, Houston, that's okay. But if it's on a blog, don't have a whole bunch of those talking about n-gram examples. You need one blog that talks about n-gram examples, but then maybe you can do n-gram language. You're getting a little bit penguiny when you're talking about n-grams again, but it's not that horrible if you're modifying it with this stuff. Okay. What else? Oh, in the example here, see if I can copy that. Let's see. Where's that n-gram definition? I'm trying to just copy. Stop it. Just this part. Yeah. So yeah, I would write this n-grams definition. Deep AI. That's the brand. Okay, and let's say my n-grams AI. Say that was a brand. I don't want to use n-grams again, right? In my title tag. So then I would go to AI.com. Okay, so really that's as far as I can go with you in teaching you the n-grams in regations to your title tag stuff. I don't want to give you enough that you're not going to get any benefit out of it, but I think what I just gave you should give you a good place to start and learn. Okay, so that's n-grams. So again, watch that guy's videos. I'll open it up again, see if it's still in my history over here. This video is right here. Semantics and Theories, Dr. Emir Abusula. You'll be able to find it. Just Google semantics, and then it's this one right here. Watch at least 4 of those, and then you're going to get kind of all of this stuff that everyone's been talking about with BERT and all the other algorithms that are AI generated, and they're analyzing your content and trying to determine if it's high quality content. And if you read Corey and you're trying to figure out what the hell he's saying, all of that shit all makes so much more sense when you put the idea of semantics into that thing. And what everyone else is telling us is semantic SEO. They don't have a fucking clue. It's semantics in regards to how actual semantics is actually applied. is this n-grams and how the math is reading the n-grams to formulate what the topic is about. Okay. It was a good one. Anyway, so yeah, so the search results were really nice to us from that update. And I love it. It was great. So let's get to questions. Let's see. This update was huge. That was from Eric. Yep. I don't know that everyone, there wasn't a whole lot of people that I saw. I mean, there's a lot of people that said, "Oh, I got great rankings improvements and stuff," but it seemed to me like a lot of the people were jumping on the bandwagon with that. And frankly, they were just showing Ahrefs and some SEMrush things and saying, "Look how awesome my website is now." Yeah, I take all of those with an entire grain of salt. And frankly, if you share those and it doesn't mean anything to me, it's like looking at a Systrix report and saying, "Oh, this site was affected by the update. Look how bad it is now," based off of Systrix, and trying to say that that's the actual representation of the traffic and stuff, and making conclusions based off of Systrix rankings. It's just garbage content, essentially. Online Ninja, I really appreciate time creating the show, learning a lot, growing faster. That's awesome. Thomas, 450. What is it, euros? I don't know what that means. If I can't use Quora, Surfer, or similar, how would you make your life easier optimizing content? Can't use the usual tools because they don't support my language. Then how I say you handle that is actually, hold on. Fucking dogs. How you handle that is write outlines to your writers. Don't get all stupid and write, all of the stuff. Typically what I do is give express writers a title, not even the title, the primary keyword that I want to optimize for. And they go do the research. With that authority thing, they'll create a research document for you. You approve it, and then they write it. And it's because it's well researched. 99, well, it come out like 75% optimized if you're using a Quora, a Surfer, a phrase, or whatever. And then from there, you kind of have to figure that out. I mean, I would say almost get it translated and then find the translated version of all the entities and then kind of do it that way. But also keep in mind that the algorithm is a lot looser in foreign languages than it is in the US. Everyone wants to target the US because they think this is where all the money's at. To be honest, I'd be doing SEO in China right now if I can get into Baidu. Is that what it's called? Baidu? Or other countries versus the US. So just because the competition is so high here and it's so much easier to rank in those other countries. So I mean, you're just gonna have to kind of figure that out for yourself and how much work you want to do with it. But if you get a good writer, a lot of that SEO stuff is kind of taken care of by a good writer naturally. Let's see, how many supporting pages do I need to rank? How the hell should I know? That's all based on your domain. Your domain tells you, Google tells you how much it respects your domain. So build your primary page and then build one supporting page, see if it goes up. Build another one, see if it goes up. Build another one, see if it goes up. When it stops going up, that's how many supporting pages that you should build for each of your contents. That's when Google stops giving you credit. What content strategy would you do if there is no informational searches on a local level? No searches for topics like how to attract customers. I wouldn't. I'm not going to tell you, everyone's like, oh, you got a content marketing plan. You know why everyone tells you have a content marketing, you have to have a content marketing plan? Because they're listening to the enterprise SEOs who can post on those big ass brand websites and generate a whole bunch of traffic and stuff based off of the branding of that business alone. A local plumber is not going to do that. At all. They're not gonna do it. No one gives a two shits what a local plumber says about most things. When they're looking at a local plumber's website, they want to they want to look at local plumber stuff, right? So want to see this is where that business is at, this is their hours, this is what they do, and their reviews are good. That's what they want. They don't want how to plunge my toilet. If they want to know how to plunge my toilet, they go to YouTube and watch a video about how to plunge my toilet. And there's a gajillion of those on there. So I don't necessarily subscribe to the let's have a content marketing plan for a local business. If it's a national brand, like a franchise, mainly what I work in, then the corporate side would have that informational content, but the local people, they wouldn't. That's a waste of time and money for them. You're better served just building backlinks and building resource lists on other people's sites and getting on those in the local area and stuff, and then building backlinks to those backlinks. Hi Clint, if you had a site that's ranking well and pulling in good traffic and you wanted to launch in Germany too, simply rewrite the exact content in German and put it on the DE site. You can, or you can use a DE subdirectory and then put it on and use hreflang. Either way works. I don't know about simply rewrite because, I mean, again, like Corey, the example I talk about with Corey, he writes really smart stuff, but I think he's writing it in Turkish and then using a translator. And then when that happens, it just doesn't come out as good. And you can tell that it's not formulated proper English. And I would suspect that the same would be with German, and a native speaker will look at that and go, that's not German. This is a native speaker. So depending on how much that website is making you or potentially making you, you may just want to get a translator and have them do it. But that being said, it's totally doable. That's the purpose of hreflang. And then putting it on a DE site, also fine, because you're targeting Germany. And if the .detld is predominantly showing up in the search rankings there, then that's the one you want to use. Will Core they fix my broken niche? Probably not. Let's see. Greg and Darlene. Do tags help WordPress articles? Do tab help ranking YouTube videos? The YouTube videos, yes, for sure. WordPress articles, jury's still out. There's plenty of uses for tags. So if you're actually going to create tags and then use them as a glossary, so you have like top 10 entities in your content, you can create those tags, and then on those tag pages define those words. That would actually build relevance in your niche without having to write all big ass articles, and you can reuse those tags over and over again. That would be cool. I know that works. The WordLift AI guys, not WordLift AI. I think it's WordLift, but it's WordLift. I'm not sure about the AI part. They do that, something like that. Essentially, you're just building a glossary for terms for your business is how that plays out. The other thing that I'm testing is actually being able to rank those. I got to look at that today. I haven't looked at my search results today. I could do it real quick. Let me see. Oh. Nope, it erased them. Didn't save them. And you can like using tags for if you have a state serving page and you use tags for all the cities, or you have a city and you use tags for the neighborhoods. Some of that stuff is I'm playing with that and testing that, but I won't give that out on SEO this week. That'll be a test for the SIA funds and the results of that. Alex, hey dude, long time no see. Jeff, I was saving this question for SEO Fight Club, but here it is anyway. How would you define an average, good, and great SEO? An average, good, or great SEO? Probably the easiest, I guess, if you're looking to hire, would be or assess other SEOs. Most SEOs, I would say 95% are average. They just worry about the basics of on-page title tag, meta description, headings, and then some of the content stuff. And that's where their level of SEO lives. Not necessarily their fault. They're just taught by people that are taught that, and then they're never allowed to go expand and search beyond things. Good SEOs, you can spot those guys by not how they're talking, but well, I guess in an in-person situation, you can spot those guys by how they talk and how they present information. Usually, I know that they're good SEOs if they start going, hey, we tested this. And at least they're testing. 9 times out of 10, it's A/B testing, but at least they're testing. And then great SEOs, I don't know that there is any great SEOs. I think once you get into great SEO, you're kind of in ego land. You know what I mean? Because there's always something new to learn. And I guess if I was going to say great SEO, it'd be somebody who knew how to use Quora, knew how to use data, and was always inquisitive regardless of the label that an SEO method was given. They're willing to try it out in order to see if it works or not. And that's probably the great SEO. The one that, the average and good SEOs, they kind of live and die by the biases of the crowd. And the biases of the crowd are shaped by the enterprise SEOs that are talking on all these websites and stuff. And those guys are all shaped by their lack of ability to do any real testing. I mean, they can do testing and scale and enterprise testing and A/B testing with titles and all of that stuff, but you don't hear any of them actually doing real testing. If they did, you wouldn't hear anything about how bad PBNs are and they're going to kill you. And you can't rank with them because Google's going to filter them out. I mean, that one test alone has been disproven so many times, it's not even funny. Backlinks, you die, disproven. AI content's bad for you, disproven. I mean, all that stuff that does all those talking heads, because they're not allowed to test. They don't have test sites to do it. They don't have any motivation to do test sites. They think they're awesome, great SEOs because their brand carries the day and they get a lot of traffic from their brands. They're not. If I have several hundred pages that need links and have a PBN network, is diminishing returns on links from the same domain to all of those pages? You kind of set a pattern if you do that. So I have a PBN of 25 domains that I link to, and those are my initial referring domains. And then as I go on using Nitro or Outreach or buying links or whatever, that kind of spreads that out. So it's fine to go ahead and start with the PBN stuff, but always have a plan in mind to expand beyond that. The first 25, locking in my site. I'm going to show Google that, yeah, people care about it. And after that is when the real work begins. Scenario: a business that provides a multi-city service. They rank locally, but not multi-city. They have case studies for clients cross-structure. What site structure would help? The city each have individual city pages, and then if they're ranking around their primary city but not the rest of the local cities, my first instinct is to say you don't have those pages for this local city pages optimized enough to represent the other cities, and you probably don't have backlinks. That's my instinct without seeing this. The site structure is kind of irrelevant. I mean, you can build it all on a single flat structure and then interconnect the pages based off of interlinking, or you can do locations slash city, or you can do state slash city. At the end of the day, that shit doesn't matter to Google. They rate web pages, not websites. So more of that site structure stuff is actually helping you keep track of how everything is, your website is organized. So organize a website so that you can actually use it, and then do interlinking and backlinking and optimization. I see too many people, they do like, you can use the same content on multiple cities, but the content has to be modified enough to be relevant to that city, and just changing the H1 tag and adding and mentioning the new city is not enough. You have to mention that it's another city a lot. Otherwise, that all those pages, they'll just drop out of the index for you. How can I best increase page authority? Page authority is measured by backlinks. So build more backlinks. What tier, if any, would wiki bookmarks via Ranker X be useful for? I'm playing around with Ranker X. I would use those when I'm doing the initial referring domains. I use SEO Autopilot now, so it makes perfect sense to use those for nice tier ones. Just put them right at your website. Don't get stupid with them. Don't do all those fancy ass diagrams, 20, 30 links from Ranker X from the bookmarks, and be done with it. Use your title tag, your exact title tag, or your brand name for the anchors, and you'll be all right. How important is it to get to the keyword? How important is it to get the keyword in the same directory? Or is it enough to have it somewhere in the URL? I think in my opinion, having it in the URL is fine. Yeah, if you do like locations and then Houston roofing, there you go. It's in the URL. If you do locations and then / Houston and then roofing, you can kind of get away with that a little bit. Depending on the scale of the website, it just gets kind of noisy if you do it that way. So especially from a management perspective, where you're trying to do, search for just your Houston roofing page, and then you got to remember that you put it in directories and you made folders and all that madness. You built it out in a longer file string than just going to, city in Houston, for example, and then have the roofing page. But if you can get the keyword in the URL, especially on your tier 1 backlinks, put the keyword in the URL. Jeff, Seer GSA is the same thing. Money Robot, which is your preference for building any links to links? Doesn't matter. I mean, at the level that I use Seer is I could probably get away with Money Robot. I want to do some more testing with Money Robot. There's still a lot of people that claim that they're ranking with it. Again, I've seen a lot of people claim that they're ranking with it, but very few actually give my, dude, I did today, and show you the rank tracker results or show you the Google Analytics. So I have a copy money robot. I was using it mainly for embeds. I just kind of, that's what I felt safe using it for. I have messed around with using it at tier 1. At the time, it just didn't go well. But now with the semantic stuff, I might actually be able to play into that. But we'll see. But I use those. I use Seer direct to money site in some cases. But I would not recommend you guys do that. I've taken the time and spent several years with that software and learned it and have systems in place to feel comfortable to do that. That's the last thing that you guys should be doing. Do not go to get a copy of Seer and run it to your money site. And dear God, don't go to Fiverr legit and order GSA Blast to your money site. It's not, they'll just screw it up. Leon, what's up, dude? Seth, what's your favorite CTR tools? I don't necessarily have a favorite. I'm not really big into CTR right now. Still testing it out. I have CTR Booster. I don't even think it's installed yet, and I bought it a long time ago. And then I got another guy. He's got his own private system. I'm using his system for some CTR tests to see if we can manipulate auto suggests. Right now, it's kind of a dud test. So. But at the end of the day, I don't really have a favorite CTR tool. Agency Assassin, the owner of that's in my mastermind, and I have he gave me a complimentary account, 10 campaigns, or however that 10 system works. Still learning that one too, but let's see. Corey, do you still do consulting, rough pricing? I do. I do consulting 1 hour a week, 4 weeks. So that's $2,000. That's my consulting pricing. And I lock you in for 4 weeks, and you pay in advance, obviously. And then you do your 4 weeks consulting, and you get a new invoice at the end of the month. It's kind of how I handle consulting stuff. The single stuff, I stopped doing the single sessions. It just seemed like people were, wanted someone to talk to. So I get you to commit to the $2,000 in the 4 weeks. That way you actually come with some good stuff and come with an open mind and to listen to other people's opinions. I definitely don't do them for free anymore. What I found when I was doing complimentary free consulting, it just turned into the person just wanted to talk and you give them suggestions, and then but and then they didn't go out and test and implement anything that you've just spent an hour and a half of your life giving them. So people don't value free, so this is my opinion. So as much as they do if they were dropping TK, you know what I mean? Let's see what else. Adam, how do you structure posts on Web2s and automated tools like SEO? Do you use built-in strategies? Most of the good tools that are building on those Web2s can actually take HTML. So if you structure the outline from the headings in your content, whatever you're inputting in there, in pretty much the same way that you would do it on your money site, then you're going to be okay. And generally that's the primary keyword, and like 3 or 4 related keywords would be your HTs. Then that'll be fine for you. Saeed, how did you get into semantic SEO? It's more about entity stuff. Before Surfer, before Quora, before Phrase and all those, the guy in my mastermind was building websites using he's like auto-generated content with tools, and then optimizing the entity stuff using TextRaiser. And I was the first one to bring TextRaiser to Ted Kabitis. He naturally didn't implement it because Why would he? And then like 4 or 5 months later, then someone else brought TextRaiser. So then he thought, okay, I'll put TextRaiser in there. I was talking on SEO this week about creating my own content editor to optimize for that kind of stuff, etc. And then Surfer came out, and Phrase came out, and Pop, and all those other knockoffs that are all, supposedly doing the same thing, all came out. So in that regards, I was doing entity stuff, which is not the way I was looking at it. The way I was looking at it was not defined as semantic SEO. I was playing around with the semantic SEO, and you're thinking about the semantic placement of structures in HTML, main, article, section, div, etc. So as I got paying more attention, not necessarily paying more attention, but to Greg, but paying a lot more attention to what Jimmy Kelly was teaching and watching his videos a few times. If you ever been a student of Jimmy Kelly, it's kind of hard to follow along with him. So you watch a few times, take notes and stuff, and read that. Then read the Core stuff. You definitely got to read his articles a couple of times. I get a new Chrome extension that actually helps me do that. It summarizes his articles now. And then, so I was reading all these things, it put together the idea of semantics, not semantic SEO, but semantics. And then I started doing some more research, found that doctor, and then bought a few textbooks and stuff to learn about what exactly semantics is, and then how it should be applied. So if I was Bill Slosky, rest in peace, or any of the other fuckos that, those are the guys that are like, oh, LSI keywords doesn't work. Technically, if I had that same approach to life and bashing the semantic meaning of words put together, semantic SEO, as it's been explained by other SEOs, is not what semantics is, and the two are not related. So messing around and doing that stuff, I've just kind of put all it together, and people who wanted to learn the academic stuff kind of figured it out, and then now I'm putting those two and twos together in regards to search and how does the math use this stuff. Did you ever do an on-page course? No, we rebuilt the website. We built the knowledge center, reorganized the tests so you can actually find the stupid things, the ones you're looking for, sorted them with, things were good, things were bad kind of thing, and then on page and off page. And then I built that campaign for ClickUp. I personally find ClickUp cumbersome. A lot of people like ClickUp. I'd rather use like something like GitScrum, which is a version of Trello. I don't want to use Trello because we are going to create the videos for each of those steps and put those together and then share that, give that to the SIA members as a way to, you have this 1 year built out campaign of this is what you should do during the process of the year to rank in local. It works in national too. You just got to think about scale a little bit, but to rank in local. And then I got off pace because I need to redo the core course in order to do the on-page course, because core is actually a big part of my on-page stuff. It's not as big as everyone would think it is, but it is big enough that I want to redo the core course. And then Ted was effing around with the beta and, oh, it's going to be ready. It's not going to be ready. And every time he does one of those major updates, he ends up killing parts of the tools. And then version 1 doesn't work with version 2 kind of thing. And if I didn't want to have to constantly make new videos for the core course, when I can just wait it out a little bit and get a beta that will pretty much be what I need. And the new beta was released Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday. And it's it's well enough there that I can start the course. He still killed the Quora diff and Quora trends, which is actually what I was using to figure out what changed in the search results. He killed that software, those two tools. They're like, it's still part of Quora, but they don't work. And without those, you can't definitively look at a couple sets of you can't look at data from the Quora reports and put it together and go, this is what changed in the algorithm, because these got that shared data, but that's all mixed in with different niches. And if you're a core, if you understand that every keyword in every market has different algorithm, the algorithm is applied differently for each of those, then you can't look at this universal shared data and go, this is what changed, because that still might not apply to you. Right. So without that Quora diff and the Quora trends reports, that's kind of hobbled Quora for me, because I don't use it as often to do pages. I use Quora Lite actually probably more than I use Quora. But I want to get those Quora course done. I got to redo the videos for the schema course. Those were designed to teach you how to use schema.org and write out schema. But frankly, of all the people that bought it, only 13 actually watched all the videos. They just most people just wanted to go in there and get the templates. So I guess if I have to cater to the lazy, then I'm gonna make some new templates and make some shorter videos. Here's this template. All you got to do is replace this, and this. Here's where I got this data, and then next, and then I'll resell that schema course again with both the short and the long tracks. So those people that want to actually learn how to do it and create their own templates, which was the intent of my course in the first place, will be able to do that too. So, and then the on-page course will come. Quora still use, Pop still use, Cognitive I no longer use, Zora. Zora is kind of like a Pop, simpler Pop, I would think you would argue. And that one's interesting too. You can kind of actually run the Pop and the Zora together and see that they're almost, the recommendations are pretty similar. I think Pop goes a little bit deeper than the Zora does. Zora is kind of, yeah. I can give you guys a tour. Remind me in the comments or something, and we can mess around with Zora next week. I don't have anything running in there anyway, so we can get into Zora and check it out and just see what it is. I like Pop and Zora. Those are really good basic SEO things. So you have a VA and you just want them to focus on title tag, meta description, and headings, and a little bit of the content optimization stuff. Pop and Zora are perfect for those people. Let's see if any questions in the chat. Any other suggestions for boosting individual points of interest? I use all those. Any other suggestion for boosting individual city pages, perhaps points of interest, API? I use all of those for all that kind of stuff, things to do in city, whatever. I don't put them on the location page. I use those as supporting pages. So I create this whole page about a city. I create this whole page about things to do. I create all this whole page about restaurants, coffee shops, and then you can pick whatever else, the last one you want, like something for kids or whatever. But I do that all, and those are all supporting pages. I don't muddy the landing page up for the service to that. Have you used article video robot? I have not. The hell's article video? Article video robot is the only software that can convert plain text to article and standard marketing video. Well, that's not true anymore. Pictory did it. What do they have? That Content Samurai. That was doing it for a while until they sold it to GoDaddy, and GoDaddy just disappeared that fucking thing. Let's see. New AI video maker turns your keywords in stunning articles and videos 100% automatically. How much is this thing? Pricing $49 a month for 125 videos, 20-minute human-like voices. Video distribution, a WordPress plugin. I mean, this stuff, it makes the process of syndicating your content a little bit easier. So what I mean by that is, if you're going to spend what I do, $450 on an article, and there's audience in YouTube for videos for that same keyword, you'd be dumb not to use a tool like this, or what's that other one I just mentioned, Pictory, or whatever your favorite flavor is, and kind of figure it out. Keyword or a white press ADR. This, I mean, so I don't see any demos. Oh, here they are, live demos. Let me share so you guys can see. I don't know if you'll be able to hear. But as I was saying, it makes sense to use these for your content. This is how to tier. I don't want this. I want the demo. Yeah, see, they're not. This is the demo. I mean, show me the. This here implies to me that they edited this video and made it, right? So it's not showing a demo. I want to see a demo of what this thing made. And they've intentionally not shown it on their own demo page. Yeah, so now I have trust issues. So if I can't see the demo, I can't hear the so-called human-like voices and etc., then I'm out. Right? Versus, I'll search this again. Let me get Pictory. I mean, features, pricing, academy, what people are saying. Where's the demos of this stupid thing? Group to video. There's another one I have right here. Blog to video. This is actually cool. Here's the demo. I'm going to do a short demo of history where I'm going to be making it. Yeah, this is not the actual video. But you see how simple this process is with, even with this one. There's a bunch of other ones that do this stuff. Shut up. So if you write a good article, and then it makes sense to, and you have one of these subscriptions, it makes sense to do that, post them on the YouTube. Are you going to get a shitload of traffic? Probably not, but that makes a good backlink. YouTube makes a good backlink, and then you can send backlinks to YouTube and kind of shape things out. There's 60 videos per month here with this $39 account. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? Hope all that helped. The only thing, like, I watch YouTube way too much, and I hate listening to auto-generated voices, and I hate listening to dumbass music. Like, everyone now thinks that there's some kind of Hollywood producer, and they think everyone wants to hear your 40-second jingle music and all that crap. I absolutely hate it. So I'll leave a video for that stuff, and I'll leave a video if it's blatantly an auto a blatantly a fake voice, right? And it's just, if you can't take time to even make it sound real, much less narrate the thing yourself, then me as a person, I just don't want to. I don't care. But there are a lot of tools out there that the voices are getting better. There's one play.ht that you can actually have Morgan Freeman do your intros to your videos if you want to, that kind of stuff. And those are kind of cool. keywords for WP rank very quickly in YouTube. Seems like two search engines. They are not. They're not tied together, but the way you measure the title tag and the descriptions and the YouTube tags does impact how Google search works. You can rank very well in YouTube and not rank at all in Google search. It's just a matter of the keywords, and then they want to show diversity in the search results. So if no one else has videos and you start putting a bunch of videos in there, they want to show diversity in search results. There it goes. So they'll plug you into the Google organic, and then you'll get your YouTube channel will get more traffic. So that's what's happening there. All those clowns that did the YouTube live, they're justifying creating hundreds of channels and putting thousands of videos up, and you can do this today. And it sounds awesome, right? All it did was destroy the quality of YouTube and made SEOs look like fucking douche nozzles by putting out all that shit all over the internet. And I know a lot of people that said, "Oh, I made a whole bunch of money," but I went all in. I went Holly level all in on that stuff. Just check it out. And can you really make money with all these things? And those videos don't make dick ass all. So they rank for nothing terms, really easy. The Google Live, and then you can get some winners in there, and then go in and delete the video and make a real good video for some of the winner terms. But I'm kind of soured on that kind of tactics. I mean, that's all get rich quick bullshit. That I mean, I've outgrown it, so I don't even think around with that stuff. But yeah, if you're doing intelligent marketing and intelligent backlinking and intelligent content syndication stuff, then using a tool like Pictory, or the one that articles to videos one that Greg mentioned, then that's perfect. Article video robot. Then go for it. Alrighty. So YouTube, thank you very much for watching SEO this week. Hope you got a lot out of it. Go look at semantics. Don't let you scare. Go watch that professor's videos and learn what real semantics are. And then think about all the stuff that everyone's been telling you about SEO and BERT and mathematical algorithms, and go look at Bill Slawski's stuff and on those topics, and you'll see some definite similarities between what is written in those patents that he talks about and the idea or the concept or the science behind semantics. Understanding the meaning of language, and you'll be able to put two to two together and make yourself a dangerous SEO.